people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns, that can hold no water.
That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip.
Drip, 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 Christ's blood on the cross. Or should I say a tree? Galatians 3 and 13. He redeemed us from the curse of the law. That's why we spread in this truth. The new covenant has no flaws. The gospel, spreading the good news through your system. Yeah, you feel it right now. It was our people who had to kill him. Man, they should have piped down. They pierced his side with a spear and blood and water came out. Rose on the third day and his body was nowhere to be found. Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he hide? Where did he hide? He's dwelling within. He said the kingdom is inside. Open your eyes. Open your eyes and remove that veil. The spirit forever. There's no drip if you burning in hell. No shit.
That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip.
Many would say they Hamashiach. Pay attention, they just prophet lie. If you don't know the signs when they talk, you will be in the ditch with the blind. If you come sip on this H2O, I promise that you'll never thirst again. You know what I got is that straight drop. Cause my plug pushed it, yeah, they murdered him. Everclear, Hennessy, that's what the whole world be sipping on. Real Judah, my whole team, that's who living water dripping on. You hear that slow drip it to wake you up, and I let you go back to sleep again. In that water's where I find the prophets. I guess I'm something like a fisherman. Elijah had water through droughts. Hahaya put food in his mouth. He gave salvation to a Gentile, cause she let the prophet in her house. That means that drip is for everybody. Don't get caught up in religion. We need water to be purified. So how you got drip without baptism?
That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip. Watch it drip, drip.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for tonight. I am Kayel. I'm solo dolo tonight. Man, so many things are going on with electronics today, man. Like even my phone that I usually monitor the comments. My phone will not go down to zero volume. Earlier, it would not let me contact certain people. It would not let me stay on the phone for a long time. It was clicking off and giving me like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna try and figure out a way how to mute this. Save blank, wrong blank, close caption. That didn't do it. Maybe that'll do it. Yep, that did it. All right. Welcome again. Right. So, man, in this hour, there is so many things that's going on, man. There are so many strange and odd things that are happening in this hour. And we really have to take note of these things because they're not just glitches. I see you in the building, your diet. They're not just man, thing came back to me on it came the volume came back in anyway. So we're gonna deal with that aspect tonight. Hopefully you guys won't have a feedback on your channels, right? You won't have a feedback. But tonight, man, we are dealing with the fact that this world is going to present some challenges to us that's going to move us or attempt to move us. Um, we've seen it in the past with things like George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. These type of things have moved people, right, to do things. We have had horrendous situations in our lives that make us reevaluate what we're doing or reevaluate the direction that we're going in. I'm here to say tonight that we should not have that fear, anger, vulnerability, any of those things. We should really know that we got to pray harder in this hour because the Most High said to us that He was going to test us in this hour. The tests aren't, as we've said so many times, the tests aren't what they give you in the Disney movies. The test is every day of your life. The tests are simple things. The tests are large things. The tests are things that seem insignificant, things that are, as they say, in the back of the mind, right? Tests sometimes are dealing with an old psyche, you know, but it comes in different forms. And unfortunately, us as Hebrews, unfortunately, us as Hebrews, we have the position of looking at or having to deal with many people that are not following the Most High, that does not know their righteousness through their Creator, that they are still living in this world. They're still dealing with the trials and tribulations of this world and trying to answer them through this world. As Hebrews, we find our salvation through the Most High. As Hebrews, we try to work through our problems through the lens of the Most High and His commandments. We believe that if we are following His commandments and being righteous and righteous in what we're doing, then He will be our battle axe for us. He will be. He will send His angels to fight for us on the supernatural planes because we don't fight with flesh, but with principalities. Principalities is governments, and we're talking demonic governments. So we're talking spirited governments that are aimed at oppression and aimed at slavery and aimed at. I see in the building Chanel people that are governments that are run by people that want full subjugation of their citizens, white, black, whatever it may be. We have to know that in this hour, that as things are ramping up in this world with earthquakes and volcanoes, with new world orders, with new laws being put in place, with world leaders and world governments jockeying for position, as we are in what they're calling the Great Reset, that it's going to, yeah, the Gentile reptilians, I didn't say that, but this world and the people around are going to start acting like savages. They're going to wax cold in their hearts. But Hebrews, we understand that that's the absolute opposite of what we are supposed to be doing. As the Father speaks about the people that hearts will wax cold in this hour, and those that will rob and steal, those that will be erroneous, that will fall to their European indoctrination, and they will steal and rob from their own brothers and sisters. They will connive and con artists, their own brothers and sisters. They will pull upon heartstrings of their brothers and sisters in this hour because they don't have anything else. All they know is to steal, to pillage, to lie, to plunder, to not stand up to the challenge, to blame others for challenges. That's what the world does. And because it's Hebrews, and we may know the truth, I see you in the building, my brother August. We still have to go to work every day. We still have to deal with other people in the world, in our community, in our family, in our immediate friends, and our immediate friend set that are not believers in the Most High, not believing that He will. And when I say not believing in the Most High, they believe that there's a greater entity, but they don't believe that that greater entity is working on their behalf. They don't believe that that creator, that power, that omnipotent being is actually working on their behalf. So they start to try and figure out how to do it themselves, which that in lies, if they're not following the righteousness of the Most High, they can go erroneous. They can get sidetracked. And it comes through many ways. People that are not trying to do the job, people that are not trying to be forthright and forthcoming, those that are of the iniquity, they use certain um, distracting tools. Two of those distracting tools is fear and anger. The world is crafty at using fear and anger. We are prone to deal with our issues via fear and anger. As someone say, our old selves, our old beings. The reason why we're reading Enoch tonight, and we've been reading Enoch, is to understand from the beginning that this story has been written. Shalom, I see you in the building, Chanel. It is to show that this has happened, that it is written, that there is a beginning and then there's an end. And if that you can endure to the end, then you will receive the reward. But fear and anger will take those that know they have the kingdom, that know they have the reward, and will knock them off of the path or off of the belief that their creator is working on their behalf. So if we know that Enoch has written these things and that Daniel comes back and backs it up, and Elijah and Ezekiel and Jeremiah, but more importantly, John the Revelator actually lays down the continuation and the destruction of this Gentile rule. This Gentile rule is the European mindset that we're discussing. As my sister will say often, that the Most High is waiting on us. See, when we change our mindset, then the world dies. See, if we believe that and know, not just believe, but we know that this Gentile rule is over because our minds, our collective conscious has woken up and we see the lies and the farce of this world. So now we have left that world to be set apart. That means that world has died and a new world has began. An old world has died in your mind and in your spirit, and a new world has begun. Your walk as a Hebrew, you're fashioning yourself as a servant or as a priest or as a daughter of Zion or as a host of his army, but in the body, the one body of Yahshua, in the one body of salvation. We all have different responsibilities or job titles or, whatever you want to call it. But all of them are in direct contrast of the fear and the anger of this world. I've often said to you guys on many occasions that when times are low, that you need to grab you some Psalms, right? Well, tonight, what Most High has had me to put together a list of these, a succession of Psalms to read when the world is trying to sidetrack you with its fear and its anger. Because remember, the world acts out on fear and anger. And when they do, they rob, they steal, they lie, they cheat, they do all of these things because of the fear and the anger. So we're going to first read tonight. We're going to go through our Enoch. And we went through, so we're on 25, but we're going to read the end of this 25 and we're going on to 26. And I said we're just going to read 25 to 27 tonight, but I think we're going to go up to a very important part, of understanding our story and that tree, right? That tree of Adam, right? When we're talking about Enoch speaking on everything, Enoch speaks on everything. Enoch gives us our calendar, and we're gonna stop at Enoch coming across that same tree that Adam and Eve came across and ate the fruit of. And we're going to stop right there as it's about to go into Enoch explaining the chambers and the different chambers that the sun and the moon go in and the stars travel through, which is where everybody in ancient times, before the Gregorian calendars and before the many other European calendars, the entire world went by the Enochian calendar. So we'll get into that on Wednesday night with the cultural appropriation and dealing with these Gregorian calendars and the Enochian calendar and the movements of the sun and the moon, right? But so tonight we're dealing with the same things that affected Adam and Eve all the way to us now. Adam and Eve was in the bosom of the Most High, but they allowed the serpent, the world, put the serpent as the world, to make them believe that there was something more to achieve than the love of the Most High. That there were materialistic things, that there were fleshly things that they should know about in order to make them like the Most High or a, fallen angel, right? So we're going to read the end of this 25, and it says, this high mountain which thou hast seen, whose summit is like the throne of the Most High, is his throne, where the Holy Great One, the Most High of glory, the eternal King, will sit when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for his fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it till the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance. Ooh, so nobody's gonna. I want y'all to take note of these trees, because Enoch is about to get into some serious trees. So this tree that was sitting by the throne of the Most High, this is a fragrant tree that no mortal is permitted to touch until the great judgment. So when I say that the Most High has written this entire story out, he has even provided the food for us on Judgment Day in our new bodies. I think that's pretty powerful. And it says, when he shall take vengeance on all and bring everything to its consummation. As we know, what's up, my brother Yuan in the building? As we look and we know that the number 7 in Hebrew means completion, consummation, so it all comes together forever. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy. So why don't we let the world's fear and anger push us off of what we know the Most High has for us, and the fact that we know the Most High is fighting for us, because he has prepared a way for us. He has prepared a tree and fruits for us upon judgment, expecting us to endure to the end. And it says, verse 5 of 25, its fruit shall be for for food to the elect. It shall be transplanted to the holy place, to the temple of the Most High, the eternal King. So this tree that Enoch is seeing is in the heavens, and we know that the heavens are coming to the earth. That once judgment is done and the blood has been risen to the horse's bridle, and the Most High and Yahshua has completed judgment and cleansing of the earth. I seen a building Alana and Selah B. Once the Most High has cleansed the earth with the blood of the unrighteous. That's what I said. When the Most High cleansed the earth with the blood of the unrighteous, then shall Shemayim, the heavens, come to the earth in all its glory. So therefore, the tree that the Most High has for us in Shemayim by his throne is going to be transported here to the earth for our food. And it says, then shall they rejoice with joy and be glad, and into the holy place shall they enter, and its fragrance shall be in their bones, and they shall live a long life on earth, such as thy fathers lived, and in their days shall no sorrow or plague or torment or calamity touch them. We are in the midst of all plagues, torments, and calamities right now. And it says, then blessed I, the Most High of glory, the eternal King, who hath prepared such things for the righteous, and hath created them and promised to give to them. So as we are dealing with unclean people in this world, as we are dealing with people that don't know the Most High, they will do things to push us. They will do things to make us feel as though there is no justice in this world. That they will make you feel as though, like the movie Catch Me If You Can, right? You have people that say, I dare you to come and tell me about me stealing from you. I dare you to come and tell me about what wrong I've done to you. Remember, we live in the daughter of Babylon, and in our scripture says the daughter of Babylon sits on a throne and says she has done no wrong. No wrong. This is the mentality of the world that we deal with. They have been born, raised, and ingrained in that they can do no wrong if they can just slide out of it. They can just lie out of it. If they can just get angry and make you fearful, or they can get like they can create a scenario to make you fear. However it is, these are the two tactics that they use in so many different aspects. But you know that you have, as being the righteous, you have a place prepared for you. You have food prepared for you. I see you in the building, Big Chief Walter Cook. Wow, that Creole Wild West. Yes. So as we go on to Enoch, next chapter 26, and it says, and I went from thence to the middle of the earth, and I saw a blessed place in which there were trees with branches abiding and blooming of dismembered trees. And there I saw a holy mountain. Ooh, read that holy mountain. And underneath the mountain to the east, there was a stream, and it flowed towards the south. And I saw towards the east another mountain. So towards the south, and then to the east, another mountain higher than this, and between them a deep and narrow ravine. And it also ran a stream underneath the mountain. And to the west thereof, there was another mountain, lower than the former, and of small elevation, and a ravine deep and dry between them. And another deep and dry ravine was at the extremities of the three mountains. So the east, the south, right? And the west mountains, right? And they all ran deep caverns connecting to each other. Now, remember, I showed you the ring of fire the other day, right? Let me see if I still have it up here somewhere. I doubt it, you know. Oh, look at me. There we go. So when we're looking at the ring of fire, and it's saying deep caverns are running in between them, where you're talking about the north, right? The east and the west. Well, this is a little backwards. This is the east, this is the north, and this is the west, right? So we're talking three mountains that he's saying with these deep ravines running in between them and waters flowing underneath through these craters, through these craters, through the ley lines. Through these ley lines where the lava goes, this is the same thing, right? So, and it says, and all the ravines were deep and narrow, being formed of hard rock, and trees were not planted upon them. And I marveled at the rocks, and I marveled at the ravine. Yea, I marveled very much. We're now at verse 28, Enoch, chapter 28, excuse me. It tells you guys 27. Then said I, for what object is this blessed land which is entirely filled with trees, and this accursed valley between? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, this accursed valley is for those who are accursed forever. Here shall all the accursed be gathered together, who utter with their lips against the Most High unseemly words. Unseemly words. That's unseemly words, and of his glory speak hard things. Let's look at the word unseemly. We're going to look at this unseen. According to Noah Webster 1828 dictionary, it means not fit or becoming, uncomely. We know comely to mean beautiful, unbecoming, indecent. My sons, let your unseemly discord cease. So when we're talking about the world using fear and anger, we're talking about unseemly words. I give all praises to the Most High. We're talking about unseemly words, words that are not fit or becoming, unbeautiful, unbecoming, indecent. My sons, let your unseemly discord cease. So when we go back to our scripture, it says that here shall all the accursed be gathered together who utter with their lips against the Most High unseemly words. So they're going against the Most High. So these are words that are conflicting his laws, statutes, and commandments. His order that he has put on this earth, his natural law. But people, because of their fear and their anger, because of their lying, because of their accursed souls, accursed mentality, they speak against the good children of the Most High. They do not, as it says in Matthew, hang all of the commandments on the two ones of love. Love the Most High and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Because if they did, then they would not do to themselves the things that they do to us. The fear and the anger, the cheating, the lying, the enmity that they let grow in their heart, the things that they let. I seen a building leads to high school and a building redeemer. But as we're talking about redeeming ourselves right now, you see how I made that connection, y'all? Hey. But we are talking about redeeming ourselves by knowing that we have a kingdom waiting for us, knowing that we have a creator that has provided for us all the way to the end, that wants us to endure to the end, that has a place for the people that do not endure to the end, has a place for the people that take their pitchforks and poke at the good people. There is a place for them that's deep and ravenous between the holy mountains. It is the hot lava that goes between. It is the hot lava that travels in between the mountains on the earth, in the crevices or the deep ravines of the ocean. There is a place for the accursed mentality, for the accursed mouth, for the accursed spirit, for the accursed that goes at the children of Yasharallah, at the daughters of Zion, at the seeds of Jacob. There is a place for them. Now, ENOCH is writing of this, and now as you're looking at this map, you see that our USGS has mapped out these same ravens that are deep in the sea. They have mapped out these mountains across our earth. And what is in these deep crevices underneath the water, underneath the ice cold ocean water? Hot lava. Lava is at 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. As my young warrior Jordan asked me the other day, how hot is lava? And we looked it up together and we found that it is 2,000 Fahrenheit, right? So, and then we go here to the next version that says, so these people will speak unseemly words of his glory, as if the Most High ain't here, as if he's not handling these things, as if he's not making all things happen. And it says, here shall they be gathered together, and here shall be their place of judgment. In the last days there shall be upon them the spectacle of righteous judgment in the presence of the righteous forever. So these same people, you dig, that push the elect, these same people that put their fear and their anger upon the elect will see them in the judgment day taking that deep ride down into that lava 2000 Fahrenheit deep ravine. Because you don't think that the evil ones are going up to the heavens where the Most High just come down to, right? What do you think these deep ravines were going to be? What do you think hell was going to be? I mean, at the time of Enoch, they didn't have scientists and USGS, to map out the earth. They just had the Most High. That's all. They didn't have any machines, and they just had the Most High. Yeah, that was it. Noah was brought up into the skies by the angels and was told the lots that was given to Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And those same borders are used until this day. If those same borders are used to denote the nations of this world, and it was done back in Enoch and back in Noah, you don't think that the rest of the book may have some validity, may also have some major truth? You don't believe that the Most High got love for his righteous? You don't believe that the Most High has your back? You don't believe that the evil iniquity is going to fall before your feet and be footstools? Well, in order for your magic to work, in order for your black man magic, your black girl power to work, you have to believe that heart, soul, and spirit. Flesh, soul, mind, body, and spirit. So I was going flesh for body, mind for soul, and yeah, that didn't work. Scratch that. Mind, body, and spirit, right, is what you have to be all aligned in order for your prayers, your dreams, your visions, and then it has to be of righteousness. Because the Most High said, for the righteous, there's nothing that I don't have for you. There's nothing that's in my storehouse that's of the righteous that you can't have. And it says, verse 3, in the last days, there shall be upon them the spectacle of righteous judgment in the presence of the righteous forever. Here shall the merciful bless Baraka, the Most High of glory, the eternal King. In the days of judgment over the former, they shall Baraka him for the mercy in accordance with which he has assigned them. That means your lot. That means that before you were born, the Most High had a lot for you. That he had riches, rewards, resources, all these things for you on the path that he wants you on. A lot of us want paths that the Most High has not ordained. Many of us fight the Most High on the lot that he has given us. We want it to be what we want it to be. That's why he said I'd be an inheritance, right? Yeah, it said I'd be on Instagram. Yes, an inheritance. See, in the days of judgment over the former, they shall baraka him for the mercy in accordance with which he has assigned their inheritance. With the mercy in accordance in which he has assigned their inheritance, their lot. Then I baraka the Most High of glory and set forth his glory and lauded him gloriously. We are now in chapter 28. That's what it says here. It says, and thence I went towards the east into the midst of the mountain range of the desert. So the east, mountain range, desert. Let's see if we got a desert in the mountain range. Oh, so we look at our map, there's a desert and a mountain, and that is by North Africa. Now, don't get it twisted now. We got mountains all through Asia right here, but it's not so much a desert, is it? Where else is there desert? Saudi Arabia? Yes. Iran? Yes. So, okay, we see right here, a little black mark right here is a mountain, all right? We know from North Africa, from the west all the way to Saudi Arabia and Iran, we got deserts and mountains, all right? Because as we go up here, we're in Europe, right? And we up in Siberia, right? And we're talking ice and snow up there, right? So no desert. All right. So then it says, and I saw a wilderness, and it was solitary, full of trees and plants, and water gushed forth from above, rushing like a copious watercourse, which flowed towards the northwest. It caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. So it said that from the east, right? It said, hold on. It said, I went towards the east into the midst of the mountain range of the desert. So he went towards the east, not all the way, and he saw a wilderness, and it was a solitary, full of trees and plants, and water gushed forth from above, mountain from above, rushing like copious watercourses, which flowed towards the northwest. So he's in the east, but it flowed toward the northwest, which is back towards us, right? West, and caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. Chapter 29. And thence I went to another place in the desert and approached to the east of this mountain range, and there I saw aromatic trees exhaling the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, and the trees also were similar to the almond tree. Now, if you remember and you're following us, Trip, my brother Trip is in the building. You gotta understand that every time Enoch came across one of these trees, when he wanted to say how beautiful it smelled, the best smelling tree he could come up with was the almond tree. And he likened many of them to the almond tree, and he likened one to the clusters of the palm, right? When the dates of the palm for the ones that we're gonna eat from, right? But this tree had this fragrance of frankincense and myrrh. Now you remember in Adam's story, right? Well, after he had fallen and he had asked Seth and Eve to go back to the Garden of Eden to get the frankincense for him, so that he could smell the Most High's heavenly realm, even though he was outside of the garden. So while the garden was in the east, and Enoch is now going towards northwest, and he's coming across to the frankincense and myrrh. Oh, let's look at our map again. All right, so we were over here, right? So we were going towards the east, and he was a mountainous desert, right? So then we went to a river that flowed. Now these are all rivers here that flow northwest. So we're going towards the northwest mountains here, and now we got a river that's flowing northeast. We're talking somewhere around the Philippines. We're talking around this area around here, northwest. We're going up, right? But many say that the Garden of Eden is down here by Saudi Arabia, by Asia. That many say that. Now, I'm moving the map. I'm moving and saying that he went towards the northwest, and I'm moving us all the way across Asia. That could be very simply here a river that's right up in this area. That's why it's when you're reading Enoch and even Revelations, they'll give you certain pathways, but at certain points it's up to your judgment, right? And since we are not adding or subtracting anything from the scripture, we are stating that it is a possibility that it can be up towards this way, or it can be down here, but we don't know where the Garden of Eden is, right? But we understand that the frankincense and myrrh was written about that, and that's as Enoch is being moved through these heavenly places, we are saying that it is possibly he's moving towards the garden. So let's go to the next chapter, right? Let's go to chapter 30, Enoch. And beyond these, I went afar to the east and saw another place, a valley full of water, and therein there was a tree, the color of fragrant trees, such as the mastic. And on the sides of those valleys, I saw a fragrant cinnamon. And beyond these, I proceeded to the east. Now we know cinnamon is a big commodity in India, right? Asia, right? That's their spices. Cinnamon is one of their major spices. And I saw other mountains, and amongst them were groves of trees, and there flowed forth from them nectar, which is named Sarara and Garbanum. And beyond these mountains, I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, wherein were aloe trees, and all the trees were full of stacti, being like almond trees. Again, he's coming back to the almond tree. You know, we're gonna pull up an almond tree because my brother just talking about almond trees way too much, right? How you doing? You in the building there, Logan? He talking about these almond trees. We need to pull up an almond tree. We can have a point of reference. So as we see right here, now this look right here almost look. This is a Spain info in the UK, but this is a close up of the almond tree, and you'll see why he kept talking about how beautiful the tree was. Looked like an almond tree, beautiful. Wow, see that? There go your almonds right there. Wow, I never really seen an almond tree before, so I'm with y'all right now. This is pretty beautiful, huh? Wow. So when Enoch is talking about how beautiful these trees are, and he's trying to say, man, you're not understanding how beautiful these trees are. But I'm gonna tell y'all, close to almond tree, but way more beautiful, but almond tree, right? And the smell and the fragrance of it, right? So let's look up stacti, right? Let's say so these trees had. So it's a fatty resinous liquid matter of the nature of liquid myrrh, very very odoriferous, and highly valued. But it is said we have none but what is adulterated. That means we only have hybrids of it, that we don't have the true smell. Oh, my brother Chito Pie in the building. What's up, brother? I'm honored to have you in the building. And no, I wasn't talking about you. Hey, man, I want to introduce everybody on Hebrew State of Being to my brother, man. Chito Pie, my brother. Abraham's bosom, yes, Abraham's bosom is the lake of fire, which we were just talking about. And I'm gonna give this to my brother Chito Pie right quick. My man Chito, when we're talking about looking at almond tree, when we're talking about the bosom, when we went through Enoch, and that's what we're reading through is Enoch tonight, my brother. We are looking at as Enoch has expressed the deep ravenous craves that the unrighteous people are going to live in. And as you look at the ring of fire right there, you can see that the mountains and the deep crevices that goes beyond the sea where there's lava going, right? So as Enoch has told us that there's a vast dark place that is smooth, right? That holds the demons, which is called Abel's jail. And there's a place there, which is what you call Abraham's bosom. It is the place where all righteous souls go in peace until the day of judgment, until he raises this earth full of blood. He kills all iniquity. And like I said, the blood will rise to the horse's bridle. That's what we're looking for in this hour. We about that life. So, as it's saying here, but in Enoch right now, he's talking about the beautiful nectar and the tree that a lot of people call the tree of good and evil, right? But we're going to get to it on what the tree really was about. And it says, so, and beyond these mountains, I saw another mountain to the east, to the ends of the earth, where whereon we were aloe trees, and all the trees were full of stactites. So the trees, the aloe trees, were actually frankincense. It had the scent of myrrh, and it was very major scent to it. But all the scent that we have of myrrh is adulterated, as they say, which is touched by man's hands, being like almond trees. And when it burnt, and when one burnt it, it smelled sweeter than any fragrance or odor, right? And it says, and after these fragrant odors, as I looked towards the north over the mountain, I saw 7 mountains full of choice nard and fragrant trees and cinnamon and pepper. And thence I went over the summit of all these mountains, far towards the east of the earth, and passed above Erythan, Erythraean Sea, the Eurythean Sea, the Eurythean Sea, and went far from it and passed over the angel Zotor. And I came to the garden of righteousness, some call the garden of Eden, right? And center beyond the Iceland, right beyond Iceland. Exactly. When we look at the map, we understand if you go past the Siberia up to Iceland, you'll find that there's many lands up there, many connect that to where the fallen angels was coming down from. So it says, and I came to the garden of righteousness and saw beyond those trees many large trees growing there, and of goodly fragrance, large, very beautiful and glorious, and the tree of wisdom whereof they eat and know great wisdom. Whoa! It says a very beautiful and glorious, and the tree of wisdom whereof they ate and know great wisdom. So this tree is good and bad, good and evil, or a tree of wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves are like those of a carob tree, and its fruit is like the clusters of vine, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree penetrates afar. Then I said, how beautiful is this tree, is the tree, and how attractive is its look. Then Raphael, the holy angel who was with me, answered me and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which thy father, talking about Adam, in years and an aged mother who were before thee had eaten. And they learnt wisdom, and their eyes were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. That's very important right there. I hope my brother Chito is still on it. Because a lot of people want to say it's the tree of good and evil. Really, wisdom is the choice, knowing the right choice, to choose righteousness. All of us, every day, is dealt with good and evil, with choices of good and evil. Wisdom is not knowing that you got the choice between the two. Wisdom is choosing. See, in scripture, especially in Ecclesiastes, it says if you find wisdom, if a man finds wisdom, that he should hug her, he should marry her, he should never let it leave his presence. I can know good and evil all day. But if I am not strong enough, if I'm not a rock, and as the title of the show says, what is a Hebrew? A Hebrew is a rock. You don't let nothing move you off of what you know. You know from your mind, your body, and your spirit that the Most High has you, and that you are choosing the Most High. And that is wisdom, that you are choosing righteousness over the world. You are choosing to not do what is popular, to not join what they are doing, to not allow yourself to be caught up in their iniquity, because that's how they rock. They don't know no other way. They don't know no other way. If you continue to think that they have another way, then you're putting yourself in a trick bag. Like, I'm gonna just give y'all an example. Like, I had I paid 2 different people to do some work for me, right? Nice amount of money to do the work because I want to do with black people. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice amount of money for me because it's what I could afford. I could have went down and asked for it to be cheaper, but I didn't. And these people ran out on the job, didn't do it. Now, what is my recourse at that moment? Do I go and get that blam blam? Do I roll up on them? Do I call the people? What is your recourse if you are set apart and you are done wrong? What is your get back? You may not like it. You may not. This may be, you know, touchy to many people because the subject of praying on somebody can be touchy. When you talk about praying on somebody, and not in a good way, when you're talking about praying on somebody, we're not talking about praying on somebody to edify them. You're praying for your things to be gotten back unto you. You are praying for that person to find themselves in their own trick bag. You are praying that the net that they set for you, that they fall into their own net. Many of us don't know how to do that prayer. We don't know how to pray on our enemies because we know the world. We know how to say, I hate you. We know how to say all these things, but we don't have the ability or seem to lack the knowledge of how to pray on something with strength, on how to make things move in your life through your prayer. We talked about fasting. We did a whole thing on fasting. Understanding that when you add fasting to your prayer, that things move. You are sacrificing. So, Adam and Eve, Adam had a chance, had a choice. Eve had a choice. When the subtle beast, who's more subtle than anything in this world, rolls up on you, rolls up on you, and gives you the sweet nothings in your ears, you still have the choice to be lullabied or to stand. Eve chose the subtle beast. Adam chose the subtle beast. That was not wisdom. They ate the tree. They ate it. So how can you connect by eating it? You got wisdom. When you ate it, you fell into iniquity. When you ate it, your eyes were open and realized you were naked, that you were now taken out of the bosom of Abraham. You were taken out of the bosom of the Most High. You are now seeing things for the way that the devil sees it. You now see it the way Hashatan sees it. No, see, wisdom would have been to never eat the apple. Wisdom would have been that we're all still running around here like indigenous with no clothes on, eating off the land. But instead, we know our nakedness and we have clothes on and we are lying and stealing and cheating and beating and having ill thoughts and having ill feelings and have all this against our brothers and sisters when we are supposed to have two commandments. Love the Most High and love your neighbor the way you love yourself, until your neighbor shows himself to be accursed. When he shows himself to be accursed, then you deal with him in like manner with prayer and fasting. Those people that stole from me, I haven't looked back. In my mind, it comes up. In my flesh, I feel it. But I have not turned back to address them. I have not called them and said, where my issue at? I have not said anything unto them. I have prayed mightily, though. I have prayed mightily. And I'm sure what they're going through, they're thinking of me without me being there. Without my spirit and my flesh being connected to them devil ass people, I get to be free of spirit. I get to be a cistern that can hold water. If I go back into them, then I'm breaking my cistern. I'm fighting in my flesh, and I hold no water, and I speak iniquity as they speak. When they tell you not to hold anger on other people, that it only affects you, that those people have gone on about their way, and you're still feeling it, that's the same principle as this. When you let it go and don't be angry and pray on it and let it happen, it's happening to them, and you're being rewarded because you're a cistern that can receive water. You can receive blessings. You can receive resources. You can level up, even though they stole and lied, marred your name, did whatever they did. So wisdom was not what Adam and Eve got when they bit into the apple. They got some knowledge. They found out that they were naked. That was not wisdom. Adam and Eve from that day were fighting wisdom, fighting to know wisdom. Because prior to them eating the apple, they were doing the wise thing. They were following the Most High. They were wise in the Most High. They were ignorant to the world. They were ignorant to the lies of the world. They were ignorant to them being in any kind of iniquity. It wasn't until the Europeans came over to the islands and told everybody they need to wear these clothes that we were savages because we were in nature. What is really wisdom, right? And they learned wisdom, and their eyes were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. So we're going to hold up on that there because this now starts us at chapter 33 is going to get us into the luminaries and into the I'll just read the first three verses so y'all get it. And from thence, after he came from the garden and saw the apple that Adam and Eve ate, I went to the ends of the earth and saw their great beasts, and each different from the other. And I saw birds also different in appearance and beauty and voice, and one differing from another. So, like I say, man, Enoch is a full of information, right? Enoch, the visuals that you get from Enoch are absolutely wonderful. I love reading Enoch, man. So we are going to go to our Psalms now so we can understand how to pray on these people. I spelled that all wrong. We're going to start off with Psalms 1 because we have to understand the righteous and the wicked contrasted, right? That's the first psalm. The first psalm is the righteous and the wicked contrasted, right? So it says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. So the first rule that we got is to not be in the world, to not have our circle around ungodly people, people that won't stand on righteousness. I'm talking about the one that always want to hit a lick, the one that's always looking to get over. Those are the ones that are hypocritical. Those are the ones that say they don't believe in nothing, but then when they get into the worst situation, they're on their knees begging to the Most High. He says, but his delight is in the law of the Most High, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. That's what the righteous does. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So when it looks like we are coming across people that are making us take L's, and we don't understand, and we're like, why, Most High, why is all of these things befalling upon me? We have to understand that either we're in the position that he wants us so that we can be the image and reflection of him, or we aren't right inside. Ain't but two ways about it. When we are faced with these situations, we are either there to be a reflection of the Most High, of righteousness, to be that rock, to be that tree that will give its fruit, and its leaves will change with the seasons, and everything that you do will prosper in every season that it is to prosper in. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Most High knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. We understand that these people and people in general come in and out of our lives. That's the chaff. That means something that is broken up and dusty, that's light, that ain't held to nothing. And when the wind comes, it blows it away because it has no foundation. Evil and unrighteous people have no foundation. Now we're going to go on to Psalm 7. And note as it says here, do not be in the counsel of them. When you recognize what they are, you flee from evil. When you meditate on his laws after you've been around this evil, just in case your mind has been changed or tainted, you got to get yourself back right so that you can be that tree that's in them living waters. Let's go to Psalm 7. So Psalms 1 gave us the first thing to do when we come across conflict and come across this world. We are to check ourselves, meditate upon the Most High and his laws, make sure that you are in his laws and statutes. All right, so we check that. Okay. Now we get to 7, and it says, Shiggaion of David, which he sang unto the Most High concerning the words of Cush the Benjamite, O Most High of my power. In thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me. So now we clear that who we rocking with and who we asking to bring this hell and damnation. Because many people get on their knees and they'll say, I don't know who I'm talking to, Most High. I don't know, God, whatever you is, Jesus, whatever you is, I need you right now. See, if you're not understanding the law, statutes, and commandments, then you're not knowing who you are praying unto. You're not knowing who you're trying to cultivate this power from. So it's saying here in this psalm that David's having an issue with Cush, who is a Benjamite, which is of our tribe, not of the Hamites. And it says, lest he tear my soul like a lion, rendering it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. O Most High, my power, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands, Y'all are hearing how to pray in this, right? If there be iniquity in my hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is my enemy. He says, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is my enemy. Ooh. So it says, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, then yes, I have delivered him that without cause is my enemy. Mm-mm-mm. Because remember in 3 it's saying, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands. Now he's saying if I'm the one that's wrong in this situation, if I'm the one that's wrong in this situation, Most High, let the enemy persecute my soul and take it. Yea, let him tread down my life upon the earth and lay mine honor in the dust. Selah. If y'all have y'all ever asked the question, how could David be a man of the Most High's own heart when he did some of so many of the things that he did? Because David did some foul things. The reason why David was so beloved in the Most High's eyes, because David was willing to be judged in the Most High's eyes, knowing that the Most High has grace and mercy. He was not afraid of judgment. He wanted righteousness, so much so that if he was the one that was putting forth the iniquity, he says, then judge me. See, I'm talking about serious prayer. I'm talking about serious conjuring. All these people that want to be witches and want to be witch doctors. I'm talking about serious soul conjuring. When you want to defeat your enemy, first you check yourself in a situation with the 10 Commandments and you meditate, as it says in Psalms 1. And then, after you have made sure that you are in righteousness in it, you flee from that evil and you give it to the Most High so that your spirit is not damaged by their iniquity, that you don't let your flesh get the better of you and be a part of it. That's first, that's main, that's the biggest thing. Because when you go into war, the last thing you want to do is fall on your own sword. That's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to be all ready for war. You got your sword out, and the next thing you know, you running and you trip over a rock and you kill yourself before you even fight your enemy, because your enemy was you. If you are not clear that you have not done wrong in a situation and you run in there with a sword and that person is praying, that person is righteous, then guess what? You lose. No matter how it sounds or no matter how it looks, you lose. So it says here in 7 that you got to make sure that it is not of your hands. So you go to the Most High and you ask him, I pray that it is not my iniquity, that I have not brought this to a soul that was at peace. So we don't want to fall on our own swords when we want to go to war. We want to check ourselves first. We want to make sure that we're in line first. Then we want to be a reflection of him next. So then it says, arise, O Most High, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies, and awake for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. So now David is saying, I'm telling you to judge me. I'm saying judge them. I'm saying I'm ready to wake up to your judgment. That I want your rage. I want your wrath here. How much do you hate your enemies? Are you willing to be judged? Are you willing to go down with your enemies if we all wrong for righteousness? Or do you just want to be right? Do you just want to be smart? Do you want to just be lifted up in the community as seen as a smart girl or smart guy or smart whatever? Do you want to seem like you're the one that just, got the answers? See, if you go into war, You are anybody that's really went to war, anyone that's ever been in a fight to the death, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's been in jail and you don't know what's going to be the outcome. Anytime you had to fight and not knowing if you're going to live, die, or worse can happen unto you if you lose. See, only in that moment do you really understand that in order to take a life, you got to be willing to give your life. You got to be willing to give a life to take a life. When you say, my brother Alan, yeah, getting praises from the dozens that dozens doesn't appeal to the Most High, right? Getting praise from people doesn't appeal to the Most High. Looking like the big guy doesn't appeal to the Most High. What appeals to the Most High is that you are ready, you are battle ready, you are battle tested to go to war for Him, to be His battle axe of righteousness. Because then He's gonna prosper everything you do, as He says. I'm gonna prosper everything that you do. You will be my tree standing by the water, being watered by my Ruach HaKodesh. You will bring forth your fruit. You will have your seasons. I see you in the building, my brother Selwyn. Salute. Love you, my brother. So right here, we're talking about if you're going to fight your enemies, be ready to be judged. Cleanse yourself before you go to war. No matter in history, no matter the Great War, if you go into the story of those armies that were going against each other the night before battle, they cleansed themselves. Why shouldn't you cleanse yourself as you go into battle with the iniquity of mankind every day? Every day you walk out, you're looking at the plagues and the calamities of mankind. People are getting this COVID thing left and right because that's the calamity, that's the pestilence, that's the plagues that the Most High has put on iniquity. And if you don't know iniquity, it can be as simple as the food you eat. If you are constantly sticking that pork in your mouth, you are lowering your immune system. You are being an abomination to your temple, and you might just get a plague. You might just get a disease. Yeah, my brother Yawan. Take a chance at the humble route. And we're going to read about that in the scripture. It is better for a man to have little and righteous than to have a lot and be unrighteous. It's way better, right? So, as here, I want y'all to be clear because we're talking about going to war with these principalities and using these psalms as our guidelines, preparing ourselves for war when people are stealing from us, lying to us, conniving at us, trying to knock us out of our spirit, being soothsayers, whispering behind our backs, trying to have innuendo conversations, all of that stuff that you know is being directed towards you, but yet you can't say nothing. You can't put your finger on it, right? You can't say, oh, but your feeling, your spirit, the Ruach tells you that this raising, your hair is raising on the back of your head. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to jump in and say, I know you're talking about me? No. That is not what we do. We go and pray. We make sure that we're in line. We don't worry about our flesh, about am I right or am I wrong? Nah, we go talk to the Most High and we make sure that we're in line with our 10 commandments. We are humble. And then we are praying for whatever is in the air to be killed, to die, to have the Ruach HaKodesh destroyed. So then it's not even a need for a conversation because the spirit is dead. Remember, we're fighting against spirits, right? Not people, right? We're fighting against spirits, right? So if you're fighting against spirit, you're not fighting with your flesh. You're fighting with your prayers. You're fighting with your thoughts, your meditations, your desire and your will to be righteousness and for righteousness to reign. Because when you are asking the Most High to come and fight for you because you're righteous, the Most High is actually coming to fight for himself because he is the embodiment of righteousness. He wants righteousness to go forward throughout his earth. So when you are being attacked by the enemy and you're asking the Most High to come to your aid of your righteousness, he's coming to the righteousness of his word. He's coming to the righteousness. He's coming to the aid of his covenant. So you got to make sure that you are righteous when you're calling upon the Most High to fight your battles, because the Most High comes and he sees only good and evil. He doesn't see, oh, that's my seed of Jacob that's been talking good. No, he sees that seed of Jacob is unrighteous, the Gentiles unrighteous, the all unrighteous. I'm coming and bringing forth judgment. He's not caught in between emotions. So verse 8, chapter 7, Psalms. And it says, the Most High shall judge the people. Judge me, O Most High, according to my righteousness and according to mine integrity. Woo! Judge me to mine integrity that is in me. That's where the Most High is judged. Judge to my integrity, my heart, my soul, my character, what I stand on. Remember that tree? He wants you to be that tree. Remember the title of the show tonight? What is a Hebrew? A Hebrew is the rock that does not let unrighteousness, let iniquity move them from what they know as righteousness, as the Most High's will. There's nothing else to stand on because the Most High is in control of the demons. As soon as you allow your spirit to connect with that demon and that rage, the Most High says, and Hashatan's looking over at the Most High and saying, he right, he is right, she is ripe. You know, this is where I come in. I got to test them to see if they love you because they just got angry. He just acted against you. He just acted against you. Hashatan said, I'm just trying to play my role. I'm just trying to do my job. He was supposed to be, or she was supposed to be in you, in righteousness, being humble, but they done sped off, they done kicked it off. Now they angry. That's where I reign. Gotta let me have them. That's where I'm at with it. And Yashi gotta say, go on, go on, go on. And he goes in, and the Most High is like, I set this system up of persecution through Hashatan to take you to your lowest point so that you can see nothing can save you but the Most High. Yah! Man, y'all playing. There ain't but one way. There ain't but one way. Phil, I see you in the building. So it says, verse 8, and the Most High shall judge the people. Judge me, O Most High, according to my righteousness and according to mine integrity that is in me. Verse 9, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God, for the righteous Most High terreth the hearts and reins. So the Most High terreth the hearts and the reins. So when you are being all diseased, right? When your spirit is not at ease, what's tearing you up is the Most High, so that you can bring you back to righteousness, to get your mind off of that iniquity, get your mind off of the wrong thing, get your mind back into righteousness. So he's tearing your heart and his reins. My defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. So the Most High is tugging and pulling at your heart to see if it's righteous, to see if it's upright. Are you going to stand on me? Are you going to be humble? Are you going to show and be a reflection of me? So therefore, I can put you as that house on the hill that no man can hide. Can I give you the reward? Can I give you the lot? Can I give you the inheritance that I have already stored up for you? Can I give it to you? I want to bad. I just been sitting here waiting. I ain't got nobody else's name on it. It's your name. It's right here. It's perfect. It's a crystal. It's perfect. It was just made just for you. I want to give it to you. It says, verse 11, the Most High judgeth the righteous. What? The Most High judgeth the righteous. We're in verse 11 of Psalms, chapter 7. The Most High judgeth the righteous. And the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. And not sometime, not seasonal. The Most High is angry with wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow. He said he has bent his bow and made it ready. The Most High is telling you that I am here to be your soldier, to be your warrior. I am here to vanquish. I am here to bring vengeance for you because you are being righteous. But if you're not being righteous, I got to bring the sword to you and to them. I ain't got no favorite but righteous. Most High said I ain't got no. The only horse I got in here is righteousness. That's the only horse I got in this battle. So he's saying that his sword is ready to be whet and his bow is bent to strike for you, for those enemies, those people that come and think that they can steal from you, the ones that think that they can insult your intelligence, the ones that think that they can take you off of being the priest, the messianic human being that he has ordained you to be. He said, when you know this, you got to go and tell people. When you know this truth, when you know this good news, this gospel, you got to go the Besserah, which is the Hebrew word for gospel, the Besserah. When you know the good news, you got to go and tell somebody. So if you go and tell them, you got to be clean so they can see you are a reflection of the words that you speak. Then you got no choice but to be the priest or the prophet that he has ordained you to be. Because you're speaking his righteous word and you're keeping yourself cleansed. And this world ain't got nobody else to look to for that. And it says, verse 13, he hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. Shotgun Slim, my brother, you know how they try to web that weave of deceit. They try to talk about you on the side. You know how, Shotgun, I know you in the city hearing everything that's buzzing right now. I heard a couple of things already. So we don't address the buzzing. We stay righteous. See, if you address the buzzing, then you wind up getting dirty with the buzzers. Right? So you're keeping it clean. You're going to keep it clean and you're going to walk through that valley of death and fear nothing, nada. I wish you would touch me because the Most High got his sword wet. Now I'm talking about, he's got his bow bent on my behalf because I'm on the behalf of righteousness. Simple. This ain't rocket science. This ain't Bill Gatesy. This ain't Bill Gatesy. This is the Most High's simple, ungrievous law. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So then it says, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own plate. His own plate. When the Most High, when Yahshua was talking to his disciples, and the disciples was talking about going into these people's houses, right? And saying about the unclean food, because many traditions was when people come into your home, you offer them food, and they weren't following the Most High. They weren't following the Levitical dietary laws. So they were talking to Josh like, what do we do when we walk in there? Because if we may offend them if we don't eat their pork when they offer it to us. And then this is where they twisted it up with them Pauline doctrines, right? When Yasha says to them, it is not what a man puts in his mouth that defiles him, but what comes out his mouth that defiles him. So when you engage with the unrighteousness, when you engage with the heathen, when you engage with the liars, when you engage with the murderers in a conflict, you are putting yourself in a position to let defilement come out of your mouth, which will make you unclean. See, they use that in this New Testament, this travesty of a democracy, this demonocracy that they call Catholicism. They use that to say that we can now eat unclean animals. You're missing the whole point of it, though, right? See, the whole point of this is that his mischief shall return upon his own head. His violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate or plate. When Yasha told them about the defilement coming out of your mouth, he also said that when you walk into their domicile, you say peace. We say shalom. And it says, if it does not come back to you from the inhabitants, that your own peace that you bid them will come back unto you. Are y'all, you feeling me? Right? Like the Most High has set it up that if you are humble, if you are meek, that when you give out the love to others, that if they don't give it back to you, the same love that you put out will come back to you. It may come through another way. It may come through different people. It may come through different avenues and byways. See, the reason why the Most High tells us that we are not supposed to have respect in people, we're not supposed to have respect of persons, because you may look to a person to deliver that to you. You may get into the mind state that, hey, this person deserves to tell me I'm sorry, or deserves to do this, or deserves to do that. And then that will then make you angry. It will then make you feel like you need to get your get back. It will then defile you when you say, no, the Most High does that. The Most High does that. I'm going to put that peace out. I'm going to put that love out because I want that back. Isn't that what they say what karma is, right? They say you get what you put out, right? It is a circle, right? You reap what you sow, right? So why is it different when it comes to conflict? Why is it different when it comes to conflict? Why do we lose our everlasting mind when it comes to conflict and not remember that if you're in righteousness and if you are in the intent of righteousness, that if your spirit is moving with these Psalms, if your spirit is moving constantly with the Most High, if you are praying unceasingly, we forget that we got a soldier that is supernatural, that covers in all things. It says, verse 17, chapter 7 of Psalm 7. I will praise the Most High according to his righteousness and will sing praise to the name of the Most High. Whew. Let's get a little deeper. Let's get a little harder with it, right? Because, somebody might get on here and say, oh, man, you still talking soft like with these Psalms, right? When I got real problems, real enemies out here, right? Well, let's get to some hardcore about it, right? Let's go. Let's take it up a notch, right? Let's take up the drama a notch. So, and it says, Psalms chapter 18, verse 1, to the chief musician, Psalms of David, the servant of the Most High, who spake unto the Most High the words of this song in the day that the Most High delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Most High, my strength. So we're in a mind state, right? David is fighting his own father-in-law. Saul is the king. Saul has been stripped of his kinghood because he did not follow the Most High's words. But Saul, because he can't fight the Most High, he wants to fight David. Because he cannot get back at the Most High, because he cannot get back at the world, because he can't put his finger on what the thing that has got his foot on his neck. He is angry, she is angry at the world, right? So this is what David is saying. David is saying that Saul, because he can't get the foot of the Most High's knee off his neck, or foot on knee on off of his neck, that he's now going to take it out on the one that's coming up after him, the next king, the one that's been ordained. You know, Cain and Abel, right? Cain killed Abel because he was jealous, because Abel was Abel, right? Because Abel gave the proper offerings. This is man. This is the this is the filthy underbelly of man. So this man tried to kill tried to kill David. David tried to marry his daughter, he did. He wanted to marry the man's daughter. The man said, you got to kill 400 Philistines. He kills double what the man asked. He does all these things to impress Saul, but Saul wasn't hearing none of it. Saul wanted him dead. So much that Saul's son went to David and was like, man, I don't know why my pop is tripping, dude, but Duke wants you dead. Because he feel like if he kill you, he can stay king. That's serious beef right there, right? In order for somebody else to live, they need you to die. Y'all, man. So I don't know if you got something in your life right now that is as serious as that. When you're trying to marry into a family and a stepdad is trying to kill you, and the Most High tell you that you got to be in that family because you're gonna be king and you ain't got no choice. I don't know if you in that much of a trick bag in your own personal life, you dig? But this is pretty tricky. All right. So with that said, let's see how David handles this trickiness. It says, verse 2. And the Most High is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my Most High, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler, that means my war gear, that means my breastplate, my head, my all the fatigues, everything, right? You are my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, the Most High, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler, and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. You know the horn is the shofar that we blow. It says the Most High comes to that. When you're calling out from your fasting to your blowing of the shofar, these are the things that the Father hears. Your frankincense and myrrh, which I got burning tonight. So I will call upon, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to learn me some frankincense and myrrh because I'm in that type of spirit right now while we all in here. Hold on. And my frankincense and myrrh was going down. And as we're reading this and dealing with these spirits tonight, I'm going to go ahead and light up. You know what I'm talking about? So, everybody in New Orleans, you can get the setup. This whole little setup except for the rock. My sister got the rock. But you can get the whole little setup of your self-lighting charcoal, your frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense is the light one. The myrrh is the dark red. And you can get that off of Canal Street at the Golden Perfume. They sell all of these things. So y'all can see it on the thing right here. Nope. Because when we in with the Most High, man, we're not half-stepping with this, man. When we say that we are reading these scriptures and we are conjuring the Most High, we are bringing the Most High here. You know what I'm saying? Kumbaya means come by here, Most High. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, let me see if I can get that a little closer so y'all can see. I see in the building, Big Trail. And a nice piece of myrrh on here. Too much frankincense. Gotta have a nice little mix. Gotta be even. All right. So, move that out the way. So I said golden perfume on Canal Street. You guys, you can get yourself lighting charcoal. Get your frankincense and myrrh. And you pray over your frankincense and myrrh. You get that smell, man. You get that smoke going. It clears out all your insides. I was getting manic headaches, man, and I was yeah, so it works. So anyway, let's get back to our scripture. We got our thing blowing now, right? And put that on the side right there. So as we were saying, I said, I call upon the Most High, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. It says up here, Mahona, my salvation, my high tower. I will call upon the Most High, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. So this David that is sitting there with the Most High, knowing Samuel has given him and ordained him to be the king. He knows the Most High is walking with him. But David said that these ungodly men made him afraid. So when I tell you that this world uses fear and anger to move you, when they but as David has done, he said in his fear, he is going to trust in the Most High, who's going to bring his shield, buckler, horn to the fight. The wet sword and the bent bow. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon the Most High and cried unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even unto his ears. Man, see when I got this frankincense and myrrh blowing, man, I'm knowing the Father's hearing me. I'm knowing he's like, that boy is blowing that stuff again. He burning it again. Yeah, Father, I'm trying to be around you. Yeah, man, these demons is round about, right? And it says, verse 7, then the earth shook and trembled. So now he called out to the Most High's power, and he heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even to his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. So the Most High, when he's mad at people going against his righteousness, he will bring earthquakes. He will shake the earth with his anger. Then went up a smoke out of his nostrils, a fire out of his mouth. Devoured coals were kindled by it. Ooh, so I just kindled the coal, right? The smoke is coming out, the frankincense, the lovely aroma of the Most High. He bowed the heavens also. So not only did he bend the bow for that, but he also got the heavens to bow and came down, and darkness was under his feet. Woo! And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. Man, y'all can't tell me that my Most High can't bring hell to you. He can't bring hell to this earth. What was that? He just said that he came down with darkness of the secret places. His pavilion round about was dark waters and thick clouds of the sky. You don't think that these people that's talking about hell, The ones that acting like they know what some demons are, that's cutting some chickens' necks and doing some blood, some ones that's out here playing some games. That's why the Most High is bringing that fire. When he bring it, yeah, shotgun, walk with me, the Most High. That's what we asking. It said, and the brightness that was before him was thick clouds past, hailstones and coals of fire. So it says, even the white clouds that came before the darkness and the wrath of the pain that the Most High was going to bring, even those white clouds they brought stones of hail and coals of fire. The Most High also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice. Hailstones and coals of fire was his voice. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightning and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered. Remember, we showed you the thing that the foundations of the earth were discovered. This is the foundations of the earth. This is the crevices. These are the mountains. This is the fiery lake. This is his waters from the firmament that's on top of the fiery lake. And it says, then the channels of the waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Most High, at the blast of thy breath of thy nostrils. You know they're talking about these volcanoes, right? And he sent from above, and he took me. He drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. The Most High said, I know you're going to have some enemies that's bigger than you, badder than you. That's not your concern. Your concern is being righteous. Your concern is following my laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm going to handle them. I created them too. And they ain't got nothing over here. They cry like little babies at night for me. They do. They look big and bad to you, but they cry like little babies to me. 18, chapter 18, verse 18. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Most High was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. So the Most High is going to put us in a place where he is delighting in us, in a large place. The Most High rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanliness, and of my hands hath he recompensed me. Oh, there it is. There it is. So as we're dealing with these enemies that steal from us and take from us, Most High said, I'm going to recompense all that you lose. This is David saying that Saul was trying to kill him, trying to take everything from him. But when the Most High saved him, he brought him into a bigger place. I mean, he became king. Became king over all of Yasharallah. Then the Most High, as he says in 20, the reward that came to me was how righteous I was and how clean was my hands in the midst of me dealing with these problems. So the way that you deal with problems and righteousness is a direct connection to what kind of glory you're going to have afterwards. Ooh. Ooh. You get it? How humble and how meek you are in the midst of your trials and tribulations is the bigger sword, the bigger bows that the Most High brings out, and he's going to recompense. He's going to pay you back for all that you lost. It says, for I have kept the ways of the Most High and have not wickedly departed from the Most High. I see you in the building, Big Chief Black. For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away my statutes before me. I did not. Nobody else could make David get off his statutes, right? Saul tried to kill him. He's going through these things. He had to kill Philistines, but he still kept his commandments to the Most High and did the work of the Most High. I did not put away his statutes before me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore hath the Most High recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands in his eyesight. Ooh-wee. This is why we keep a clean hand in this here. This is why we don't go and deal with these devils. Why we don't go back and forth with it. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure. And with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. So the Most High is saying, just like we say in our hood, get it how you live. The Most High says, if you're merciful, I'm going to show you mercy. If you're upright, I'm going to show you I'm going to give uprightness back to you. If you're pure at heart, I'm going to give you purity back. Get it how you live. It's an uptown thing, huh? Get it how you live. Without the pure, with the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down the high looks. For thou wilt light my candle. The Most High, my power, will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my Most High have I leaped over a wall. So David is saying that by myself, with the power of the Most High, I was able to kill a whole battalion of men and leap over a wall. As far as the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of the Most High is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is the Most High? Save the Most High. What? It says, for who is the Most High to save the Most High? You know how they got God to save the Lord. So it's saying, who is the Almighty that can save our Creator? Can't, right? Because he is that. Or who is a rock? Save our Most High. Again, the title of this show. What is a Hebrew? A rock. That tree that's planted by the Most High by the waters, that is flourished and fed by the Most High with these living waters. With these living waters, we are fed and we grow as his tree, as his beautiful tree that brings about the fruit of his words, of his testimonies. We are that rock because the Most High is the rock we stand on. He's the rock that we are a rock upon, right? It is the Most High that girdeth me with strength, that maketh my way perfect. So ain't no man can make me perfect. Ain't no woman make me perfect. Only the Most High can make me perfect because he's the only one that laid the laws out for perfection. He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and set me upon my high places. The Most High is going to put us up there. And this is the part, shotgun. This is the part, Yah is faithful. This is the part, Yawan and Aran, and all my big chiefs in the building. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. Whoa. 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 You know what I'm talking about, shotgun? He says, David says, the Most High teaches my hands to war so that I can bend of steel, and it is broken in my arms. Ooh, you understand, you're dying. Right? This is what David is saying, that when I am righteous and the war is on, the Most High gives me supernatural power. I don't know if y'all caught that. I know most of the time in poke top preachers, they're not going to talk to you about them supernatural powers that the Most High is promising us. But David, this has happened to David. David first earlier told you that he ran through a battalion of men. He killed all of them. And then he hopped over a wall. He doubles back down and says that the Most High teaches him how to have war and gives him the strength to bend steel and to break it in his arms. That means he's going to give us supernatural power when it is time. Yeah, we got that power. Yes. When we are righteous, that's the only requirement for this power. The only requirement for the supernatural power is that we take our flesh and put it under subjection. That we discipline our flesh. That's the only requirement. We discipline our flesh through the Ruach HaKodesh and the Ten Commandments. When we take control of the physical part, when we take control of that, then the Most High brings all that supernatural, gives all the strength, gives everything else that we need to win. Verse 35. Thou hast also given me the shield of my salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. My gentleness hath made me great. Why? Man, I was taught so much in this hood that I had to lash out, smack them. And I enjoyed them. I did. And that was my sin and my iniquity. To know that if I would have just been gentle with it, that if I would have spoken softly, maybe I wouldn't have brought it to a point of the fights, the shots, the stabbings, right? Maybe them things wouldn't have happened if I had been the person that was more gentle with it and not let fear, not the fear that somebody was going to kick my butt, because that ain't it. The fear of ridicule, the fear of how people are going to look at you, the fear of embarrassment, that fear. I put it on everything to y'all, man. This is a testimony, and I done told you before. When I was younger, as right now, I don't believe in just talking. And we all have the mouth that we speak with. We got the mind that we think with. The mind that we think with, think of supernatural things to do. Our mouths say what we're going to do very primitively. I was young and dumb. I would tell myself that what I thought in my mind, if I wasn't actually going out and physically doing it, then I was a punk. I would cry myself to sleep at night because there were certain people that I just could not figure out how to go and kill them. So in turn, I said to myself, I was a punk because I ain't going to do it. Because I wasn't stupid enough to go up and just broad daylight and bow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving y'all my testimony of my iniquity, man. That was horrible to think of that as the only way of answering your problems. Is not really sane. Just to let you know, it ain't really sane. But many of us act that way. We don't think it's going to get to death, but we think that popping up and doing these things is going to bring about some type of order, when it doesn't. When in fact it does the opposite. So it says here, gentleness had made me great. Gentleness had made me great. Yahshua, they said when he came on this earth that he had no guile in his mouth, meaning he didn't speak ill to no one or to no thing, except when he spoke ill in the Most High's righteous words, meaning that when he turned over all of the tables at the temple because they were selling tapes and CDs. 36. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. So understand that if your enemy jumps up and tries to boogie, that the Most High will give you the right and the will and the ability to crush that. You are to be gentle all up until they want to move them hands, right? Until the government wants to put them cuffs on you, until they want to put that vaccine, until they get physical. We want to be gentle. We want to be gentle in our words, gentle in our actions, gentle in our responses. We want to edify the Most High. We want to be a reflection right up until them hands get to moving. Then we say, I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are all fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the neck. Thou hast also given me the neck of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Most High, meaning even their prayers ain't being heard. But he answered them not, because he answered ours. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I'm going to say it again. And then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. Y'all think the Most High is a punk around here, huh? I don't know who they talking about with this Jesus character that's going to love and kiss everybody. I don't know who they talking about. That is not the person that I read in these scriptures. That is not the entity that I read in scripture. I don't know. So then it goes, then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. Whoa. See, these are the things that make your boy want to dance. You know what I'm talking about? And it says, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen, a people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. Shotgun Slim. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you could be into that type of thing, Slim. I'm into that type of thing, Slim. I don't know about Anon. Are you into that type of thing? Yawan. I know my brother Yawan is into that type of thing. You know, as soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. Yeah. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Most High liveth, and blessed be my rock. The Most High liveth, and blessed be my rock, Adon. And let the Most High of my salvation be exalted. It is the Most High that avengeth me, and subdueth the people under me. He delivered me from mine enemies. Yea, thou lifted me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. So now, David is saying, I got clean hands. I ain't even do the killing. That was the Most High. I know it looked like me. I know you saw my sword. Look at what he says. 18 verse 47. It is the Most High that avengeth me, and subdueth the people under me. He said, he the one that made the people go. He delivered me from mine enemies. He said, remember what we did to the enemies? We crushed the enemies to like dust, right? Yea, and thou lifted me up above those that raise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Ooh. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Most High, among the heathen, and sing praise unto thy name. Great deliverance given to his king. Oh, great deliverance give it to his king. Do you want to be the Most High's queen? Do you want to be the Most High's king? Because he says great deliverance is given to his king, and he showed mercy to his anointed, to Dawid, and to his seed, Jacob's seed, forevermore. That's 18. Now let's go on over. I'm going to let y'all out of here after this. And we're going to Psalm 35. Yes, we is. Because it's my war path. So we've understood as we've gone through Psalms 1, Psalm 7, Psalms 18, and now we're at Psalms 35. What we are taking is understanding how to prepare for battle, how to not let this world of iniquity come at us with fear and with anger to knock us off of knowing who we are and who's got us, who's got our back. They want to get us out our character. You're trying to get us out of our, what was the word that the scripture used? My inner my insides or my inner vision, my inner I'm gonna go back to 18. Y'all gonna make me go back and find this thing. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep on going. I may go back before we out, but because I can't, If y'all don't know by now, I really try to not make mistakes. I like to find these things. I like to find the truth, man. I like to go to the ends, man. Double check it, triple check it. You know. Nigga said his livelihood. It said that my vestige in the nostrils, hold on, ungodly men call upon my salvation. Bible code. Oh well, it looked like it's not where I thought it was. I thought I could go right into it and get the word that was there. It started with an L, but nope, that's all right. And it might have been in Psalm 7, not in 18. So anyway, let's get back to 35. Here we go. So Psalms of David, plead my cause, O Most High, with them that strive with me. Now David is asking for the Most High to give strength to the ones that strive with him. That's right, Aaron. So in the Psalms before, we looked at introspection to make sure that we were right. We meditate on the Most High, make sure that our hands are clean. When we are meditating upon the Most High, we're asking Him to bring forth His judgment, even if we are wrong, especially if we brought wrong to that person. And David is able to do that, and you are able to do that because you know that the Most High has your back and that He has grace and mercy for you. So if you are asking to be judged, He's not going to forsake you. It's like a child telling a parent, yo, I did something wrong. I'm ready for you to punish me. Go ahead and punish me. I did it. I understand why I was wrong. I'll never do it again. Punish me. And as the parent, you sitting there looking at them like, but damn, you done learned the lesson. I mean, the punishment is for the lesson, right? Right? You get punished so that you learn the lesson. And the parent sitting there like, well, damn, you learned the lesson. So this punishment is really kind of redundant, useless. But so I'm not gonna give you as much of a punishment. If I caught you and you out here bad, I'd have gave you a month. But since you came to me with it, all right, you got a week. That's the same thing with the Most High. When you ask Him to judge you, then you're asking Him to work with you. So He's working with you. Right? So now, when we get to Psalms 35, after we done dealt with these enemies, we done dealt with these demons, we done dealt with our own iniquity, we done asked for the judgment to come through. Now we're saying, Most High, there's other people around me that are striving with you. Give them strength as well so they can help in this war, so they can aid and abet in this war, right? He said, that strive with me and fight against them that fight against me. So again, it's back to the karma thing. It's back to the you reap what you sow, right? So it says, take hold of shield and buckler and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Now, if y'all read Psalms, you realize that my man went through a lot, right? David, I'm talking about. Like every other Psalms is about people attacking him. Every other Psalms is about the grace and mercy of the Most High because the Most High saved him so many times because they've always been against Yasharallah. They've always been against the Yahudim, Judah. So David, in protecting all of the 12 tribes were constantly being attacked. And as we also know, the 12 tribes, we was wilding too. So, we got into a lot of things. But as you see here, that's why David is now praying like for Yasharallah that's with me, for the Yasharallah that's trying to be righteous. Give them strength. Empower them that strive with me. And give to those that are going against your will, against your righteousness. Let them fall into their own net. And David's asking for Most High to bring out all of his things, the shield and buckler. He wants him to bring out the spear. He wants them to, he says, and stop the way against them that persecute me, and say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. So David is asking for the Most High to speak to his soul directly. He's like, I'm asking you, Father, to touch me in my inward parts, that I know that you got me. Sometimes when we're in these battles, as Hebrews, we are abasing abound. We don't know if we're going through something because the Most High is trying to teach us a lesson, because we want to stay meek and humble. And then on the other hand, we don't know if we're supposed to ride through with the sword of righteousness and just bring it down to him. So we as Hebrews, we get caught in between that little rock and a hard place. So that's why David is like, the ones that strive with me, give them power. Let me see the strength of that. Confound the ones that are trying to hurt me, because it gets confusing, because I don't know who I should draw the sword out against, because it's ambiguous. I don't know what position I'm in. I'm not quite being attacked, but I know that something isn't right, right? So this is speaking of those moments, right? You're not quite sure what it is. So he says, let them be confounded that put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back, brought to confusion that devise my heart. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Most High chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Most High persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Everybody knows that I constantly in my counsel tell people to go to this Psalms 35 for strength, because we have to pray for others, which is what David has done. We have to pray for confusion amongst the ones that are attacking us, because in actuality, the ones that are attacking us got us in confusion, that we're running to the Most High. You gotta accept your L's in it, that you are searching for something. If you're going to the Most High, you have not learned the lesson to put that demon or to put that iniquity in its place through righteousness, through the calm of the Most High, through the words of the Scripture, whatever it may be. You have not mastered yourself and the Most High's word enough to be able to answer your enemies strictly through the Scripture. So now you are running back to the Most High. So there is a confusion for you. There is a confusion. So much that when you have to run back to the Most High, because the Most High has told you that He is your soldier that kills anything that's going against you and that you will prosper, that you have to go back to Him and say, hold up, Most High, I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was right here. So you're confused. So David is asking that we confuse the enemy, that we be not confused, right? And it says, let his destruction come up upon him unawares, and let his net that he had hid catch himself into that very destruction, let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Most High. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Most High, who is like unto thee, which delivereth the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. Man, this is verse 10 is real. David is praying for everybody. He's the king. He's not the poor man. He's praying for everyone. In your nights when you have prayer, we know that there's a laundry list of things we need the Most High to help us with. But if we love our neighbor like we love ourselves, then we should pray for our neighbors. I should pray for Slim. I should pray for Yediah. I should pray for Sharonda. I should pray for Aaron. I should pray for Yawan. I should pray for all of the Yahudim. I should ask, which I do every night, mostly every night. I pray to the Most High that the Yahudim come back to him. That the same spirit that touched me, that made me come to him, I pray that all of his seed gets touched by that and comes back unto him. Who wants to be at the party by themselves? You know, we at the righteous party, Slim. We done made it up there to the Most High, to the heavenly place, and we by ourselves like, man, what happened to Big Chief Black, man? I thought my dude was right. What happened to Alana, my girl, my queen? She was, man, what happened to Aaron, man? Who wants to be in the party by themselves? Who wants to be righteous by themselves? We know is when we walk into this Hebrew walk, it's a narrow road. We ain't got a whole bunch of people to talk to about these things. With the thing that we ponder about every day, that we meditate about, there's not a whole bunch of people we can talk to about that. So it's the same thing. That's why we pray that there are more of us, that the Most High raises more of us to understand this. And it says, and that's why my brother was on earlier, Cheeto Pie. You already know Cheeto Slim. I welcome him with open arms. Even though we have difference of opinions, we have difference of understanding of doctrine, I do love that brother because he's seeking knowledge and he's bringing knowledge. I don't care what anybody may feel or what they may see by our exchange, because me and Cheeto go back and forth, baby. But that's iron sharpens iron. I ain't got no malice in my heart for Cheeto. I got love in my heart for Cheeto. I pray for Cheeto. I pray for even the Timothy Washingtons that be out here banging, that's on there online trying to tell us that we wrong for saying black masking because black ain't a word. Because it's a word that's made by, because they say that black has no meaning because in the law books, black has no standing. Who wrote the law books? The Caucasians wrote the law books. No matter what they called us, they wouldn't give us no rights. If they wanted to say indigenous, they still didn't give you no rights. You can say that you're indigenous and you're not black, but they broke 500 treaties. You got no land now. So if we want to get into schematics of what the white man or the heathen does, then we are doing exactly against what we have talked about in Psalms the whole night. We are now letting the words come out of our mouth and defile ourselves because we're getting into the trick bag of their confusion. The only one that say that we ain't, that black, the only reason why they say they don't want to call each other black is because it has no standing in these European courts of law. I don't care about these European courts of law. I care about the Most High's court of law. Because he told me he's going to take down those principalities. So I'm not trying to fall into those principalities' guidelines. Right, Yadiah. Because when you look at black in the definition of colors, it means all colors are held within black. The darkness is where the Most High created everything. Before there was light, there was the dark. He just said that when he comes down to bring that wrath, he is surrounded by darkness. That's black. So we're going to say dark masking? We're in dark masking, y'all. But I ain't mad at the brothers. And like I told them, I support you. I support your wanting to not be recognized as black because I understand you're saying that they took the word Indian and turned it into black. So I got that. I ain't got no beef with it. But don't beef with me thinking that I don't understand it, or don't beef with me thinking that I'm stuck on this level of the European government. I'm not. I don't care. I really don't care. Y'all saw my video. Y'all heard what I said about Camilla and Biden. Y'all know how I feel. So you can't get me to stop using black on the pretense that we get no rights by the white man, because we ain't getting no rights already from the white man, regardless of what we call ourselves. So that's where I jump off of the black conversation, right? So anyway, as we are in our scripture and understanding, though, that all my soul shall be joyful in the Most High, it shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Most High, who is like unto thee? This government is not like the Most High. Colors, these words, all these words are European words. In Paleo Hebrew, in the Hebrew, there ain't no word for. Oh, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Let's see what we find. So, Paleo Hebrew, Black history. The modern word Hebrew is derived from the word Ivri. Ivri, not Eber, but Eber is the original one, Eber, right? English, however, one several names of Israelites, Jewish Samaritan people, is traditionally understood to be an adjective based on the name of Abraham's ancestor, Eber, in Hebrew, mentioned in Genesis. Now they got it, I'm asking for the Paleo Hebrew word for black, and they're not even giving me that, right? Phonics. So let's see. So there's no Hebrew word for black, right? Brown is Ak, which we call each other. Brother is Ak. Brown is Shakam, right? So I don't see black up here. Break. Oh, black. Swaz. Oh, it's even better. So Shakawa, right? So the word for black is Shakawa, right? Shachawar. So let's look at Shakawa. Wait. Let's get into this Shakawa. Hold up. Did I spell it wrong? Messed up. We were SH. I did spell it wrong. SHAC. Come on, give me the definition. Computer want to move slow. I'm trying to get the shekel while I need the definition. Shakur. That's how you heard it pronounced Shakar? Ah, okay. So she said she heard it pronounced Shakar. Like Shakur, like Tupac Shakur, right? It's a nice little website right here. Feel the Hebrew for the black folks, huh? That's Shabbat. Oh, it's a nice site, y'all. Y'all should check it out. So Am I Books. SOAMI Books. Give you different Hebrew words. Nice. Abba, father, Amma, mother, band, son. Uh-huh. Man, woman, child. This is a good one. Y'all should check this out. 12 tribes. So this is the real names of the tribes, right? So Manasseh, Ephraim, it was Ephraim for Aleph the head. Zebulon, it was Zebulun. Yeah, nice, nice. I was looking for that black though. I'm gonna go back. They really don't want to give me this my website that I go to. Usually at my website I was looking for I'm gonna get oh there it is. There it is. That's the site I'm looking for. Wow, so now let me put the word uh, uh, they don't want to give it to me. It's all right. That's all right, guys. We're gonna go down that hole a little bit later. Cause it should have been right there. Oh well. Shakawa or Shakur is means black. And I was black power almighty. Let me see. Yasharala, Israel, Allah, Shaddai. That's remember I was telling y'all Shaddai was the Most High's name first, Allah Shaddai. So it was Aleph being from the Aleph. And they got the AHLA, Shaddai, power almighty, and then black, Shakur, blaze, Lahab, bless, Barak. So as we are looking at the words, and you'll see that Germans considered us swarthy. And I just thought that the black the Hebrew, the Shakur or Shakara, would sound swarthy for the definition, well, for the pronunciation. Let me get back to my script and let y'all out of here. And say, and my soul shall be joyful in the Most High. It shall rejoice in His salvation. All my bones shall say, Most High, who is like unto thee? which delivereth the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth. False witnesses did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned unto my own bosom. As we've been getting this theme tonight, right? That when you send out your blessings, if they're not received, they come back to your own bosom, right? Oh, that site is called the Ancient Hebrew Research Center, and the other one was, I don't know if I got that one up anymore. Yeah, the other one that was up there was I forgot the name of it, my brother Adon. So and it says so for many times that people that do us wrong or accuse us or whatever, we have cared for them, and when they were going through things, we felt it for them, right? And it says, I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yea, the objects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me and ceased not. I love the way that David does not refer to them as people, but as objects. Because these people know not what they do. What did Yasha say when the people were stoning them? Say, forgive them because they know not what they do. They know not who they're standing before. They know not what they're saying to the human being that they're saying it to, right? So when it says, with hypocritical mockers in feasts, they garnished upon me with their teeth. Lord, Almost High, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destruction, my darling from their loins, from their lions. I will give thee thanks in great congregation. I will praise thee amongst much people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Let them wink with the eye that hate me without cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me and said, I had seen it. This thou had seen, O Most High, kept not silence. O Most High, be not far from me. Stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my Most High, my power. So David said, these people have opened their mouths wide against me, and they are pointing at me, embarrassed, like as if I'm embarrassed. Like, see, I told you they have pointed at me and they are at me. And now David is saying, as angry as I am with them, stir up thyself and awake to whose judgment? Not to their judgment first. No, David said, awake to my judgment first. See that I've been righteous. Put me on the side and go deal with them boys. Right? Even to my own, unto my cause, Most High and my power. Judge me, O Most High, my power, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, so would we have it. Let them not say, we have swallowed him up. Most High, he's asking that they not have the last word on him. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with the shame of and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy. I say, let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous. So the only ones I want hopping up in the place, only ones I want rocking right now, only ones I want smiling is the ones that were righteous and that favored my righteous cause. Let them say continually, let the Most High be magnified, which had pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. As we open this show all the time, we say we are your humble servants. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. Yep, like in Tupac. Yes. I give all praises, guys. That is our readings for tonight. We have gone to Enoch, chapter 25 to 34 to 35, and we covered Psalms 1, Psalms 7, Psalms 18, and Psalms 35. I think we got in some words tonight. I think we got some scripts in tonight, right? So with that said, man, we should all have a clarity, right? We should be clear on how we should be acting and how we should deal with our enemies, how we should deal with trials and tribulations, how we should deal with those that speak ill and know not. We check ourselves first and make sure that we are righteous. Then we call upon the Most High to come and judge everybody, knowing that we are righteous in Him. And even if we're not, we ask for Him to judge us because we know that our sentence will be lighter, only because we have come to Him with an honest and circumcised heart, repenting and vowing to not do the same thing again. So let's give us a little music to get up on out of here with. Yeah, because as we are praying for the others that are righteous to be blessed in this hour. Oh, they're going to try and give us a commercial. Let me see what they're going to do. Yeah, I caught you, though. I caught them on that volume. What you say? All praise to the Most High. Aaron, let's continue to move these mountains in the name of the Most High. Me shalom, family. Yes, my brother Adam. We are moving mountains in this hour.
See, when I be up in the scripts, I read it different now. I see the gospel as militant. I see the mission now. I'm righteous from the 12 tribes, victim. That's my inner circle. We got bylaws like every 6 days.
We praying for everybody that understand our plight, so we can have these tribes surrounding us, so we can keep this empowerment going, so that we can lift each other in our lowest hours, so we can remind each other in our hours of confusion that we got the Most High, that ain't nobody gonna defeat us, can't nobody win. We have the undisputed, we have the heavyweight and the lightweight and the middleweight champion. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
See, they the children of the ones who killed the prophet, so we count it all for joy, cause it's a sign that we will profit. At the end, when the Son of Man comes again, I pray I'm found worthy and working in part of His battle plans.
I got 12 tribes behind me. I got 12 tribes behind me. Yeah. I got 12 tribes behind me.
I got 12 tribes behind me.
We talk about victory, Slim. We talk about victory, y'all is faithful. And who else? See my brother Sig. I'm trying to build big. Yes. What's up, bro? Yes. I see a lounge in the building. We just said that for the prayer. All praise the line. That's what I'm talking about.
That walking truth and hater cause they fear I
hater.
I told y'all niggas years ago I'm
waking ghouls up.
Can these dry bones live? We waking tombs up.
Yeah.
The Bible game, we throwing sets up. Real Judah, straight shooters, you get wet up. Your choice, baptism or that Nina. With one voice we give that living Aquafina. I know Judas, that was brothers, they was hating.
Hey, sit down, you're in the building. Man, I can't tell. Look, when it comes on, I see everybody that come on. I have no idea who stays on because it drops down like 4 people, 5 people. So I'm glad you can sit in the building tonight. I thought you had to start off way early. Yes, Jedediah, I'm glad you enjoyed tonight. Let's go. Yes.
Playing both sides. Sexual Hebrews. You can't eat with devils and come and eat with me too.
You can't eat with them devils and come feast with me. No. I got 12 tribes behind me.
12 tribes behind me.
I got 12 tribes behind me. We coming, baby. The Carnival 2021 is here, baby. Oh, yes, less than 12, well, less than 16 days away. We're going to be debuting that film. We're gonna be doing downtown by Kermit Ruffins with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that show up, we're gonna be live streaming. We're gonna be in St. Joseph's Night building this economy of our community. Because when we praying for everybody, that means that we're working for everybody. So we put together this. Oh, I see the building in color. Yes. Oh, you got your mama to listen, Nicola? Oh, praises. Oh, praises. Nicola got her mom. Queen, Mrs. Williams, forgive me for any words I may have used that was not good. You may have felt offensive. Miss Williams, we thank you for joining us and come on back, but we do get raw sometimes. Just a forewarning, right? So we are St. Joseph's Night. We are building the economics of our community. Like the brother, like Big Chief Dow said today, you know, this is kind of like a co-op. You know, our whole vision is that the community and what it does becomes self-sufficient. And on March 19th, when we have our St. Joseph Night, we have connected with Brazil and Trinidad, and we are going to bring everybody to the table to where everyone's going to have a store on our website for free. From Brazil to Trinidad to New Orleans, all the carnival people in New Orleans, from the steppers to the baby dolls to the tribes, they got your own page, and you can sell your carnival type items. So that the entire world has to come to one place to get the authentic stuff. And we're gonna take 5% out of that and use that for at the end of every year to buy the materials for everybody to mask. If we can sell enough stuff on our website, then we can make enough money to where we can buy all the materials needed, from the feathers to the plumes, to the beads, to the stones, to the permits, to everything. And then now our community is getting free material to make their suits, and they've got extra materials to sell on the site. So now they're making an income and they're celebrating the culture with no money. No, it's not grievous to us. You know what I'm saying? We got to work with each other and for each other to make our solutions happen, right? So then on our big one is on Easter Sunday. All the tribes and all the steppers that's going to come into this private location in between the 17th and the 1st of March, we're going to film them and we're going to put it together like one big second line. And then we're going to put it out to the world as a representation of our 2021 Carnival, No One Bow. So, you know, everybody, thank y'all for sharing the stuff. Please, man. Sharonda's working extremely hard, and my sister's working extremely hard to come up with these marketing ideas and things, but we can only do so much in our power of influence from our friends. We need y'all to share these posts. We need y'all to share these things, because this is about Black business. This is about our community being lifted. So, you know, I just pray that you guys go on our Black Maskinola Instagram page, go to our Black Maskin Indians Facebook page, grab the flyers off of there, and get it to everybody. Ask your friends to share it, because this is our community coming together under the Most High, under the Most High's laws. So we expect to be blessed, barakas. We expect our tree to be fruitful. We expect the Most High to prosper our works and our walks and our dealings, to magnify them. And because we are expecting ourselves to be righteous, and we are going to be righteous through this whole way, and we're going to receive the blessings, the barakas of the Most High for our community and for ourselves. So with that said, I'm out of here, man. I'm good and tired. You dig? I'm about to lay it down. I pray everything is well at y'all homes and that y'all enjoy tonight. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm humbled that you guys stay with me for 3 hours and hear the word of the Most High. I'm truly humbled by it, and I thank you. We started with 30 minutes. We went to an hour. Then we went to 2 hours. Then we had 3 hours. So, you know, the Most High word is going forward in this hour. All praises. Me shalom.